Hey guys, what's up? Kyle Hunt Fitness. Alright, so a question I've gotten a lot lately is, what type of shoes should you squat in? And the question normally stems around only a couple options. One, what I squat in, and what you see a lot of people on YouTube and just a lot of people in general squat in, or is an Olympic lifting shoe. Whether it's the Nike Romelios 2 that I squat in, the Adidas Adapowers, or Reebok has a bunch of them. I mean, they're Olympic lifting shoes, so there's quite a bit of different brands that have them. But I think probably the most prominent are the Nikes and Adidas are kind of more mainstream. But these shoes were originally designed for Olympic lifting, hence Olympic lifting shoes. I think since they've gotten so mainstream, well, not really mainstream, but mainstream in the fitness community and more so the YouTube fitness community, I think sometimes people forget the fact that they are Olympic lifting shoes, not necessarily just squat shoes. And the reason that's important is people think they're squat shoes. So you put two and two together, if you're squatting, you need squat shoes. Hence, I think the abundance of Olympic lifting shoes. And really why I wanted to make this video is, in my opinion, not everybody needs to squat in Olympic lifting shoes. And not everybody's even going to see a huge benefit from squatting in Olympic lifting shoes. With a lot of things, once something gets popular, people don't really know the reasoning behind how it got there. And the true usage sometimes gets blurred. Alright, so here's the point. Here's the point of the video. You get a couple different options when you're squatting. Option one, to just squat in whatever regular shoes that you wear to the gym, which is usually a mistake. Pretty much the worst thing you can squat in is a running shoe or like a basketball shoe, something that with a soft sole, because when you put weight on your back, you want a nice, hard, firm surface. You don't want to be squishing up and down. Those like the like Nike Airs with the little air bubbles. I see people squatting in those type of shoes all the time, or the running shoes with the air bubbles. It's terrible. Now you can squat in a running, like a minimalist running shoe with a flat, like thin sole, something like that. That's not a bad option. We'll get to that a little bit later in the video, but that's not a bad option. But so the first thing is just the option one, when people just squat in whatever shoes they wear to the gym. Like I said, most of the time that's a mistake. Option two, which used to be kind of the norm, is squatting in like a Chuck Taylor or the new Reebok Powerlifting shoe. Something like this, which is a flat sole. It's not an elevated heel or anything. Just, you know, it's basically like pretty much like a Chuck Taylor. Powerlifters pretty much popularized people squatting in those, and for good reason, because a powerlifting squat, low bar, wide stance, forward lean, is pretty much perfect for this shoe. This shoe is made for that style of squatting. If you look at some of the heaviest squatters in the world, they're going to be wearing shoes like this, either the new Reebok Powerlift shoes or Chuck Taylors, because, like I said, their stance, wide stance, low bar, forward lean, is conducive for this. This is the style of shoe you want. Especially, these are a lot better than the Converse, in my opinion. They're wider. They allow you to push out to the outside sole of the shoe with your foot when you're squatting, so you can push your feet out. Sumo deadlifting, same idea. So that's why these were popular. Third option, of course, is going to be the Olympic lifting shoe. And these, like I said earlier in the video, were made for Olympic lifters. The elevated heel allows you to sink really, really deep. With maybe a mobility restriction, you can still hit the bottom ass end of a squat. And if you ever watch Olympic lifting, when you hit a snatch or a heavy clean, you pretty much, it's a whole new meaning to ass to ankles. People say they squat ass to ankles, but go watch some Olympic lifting. It is ass to ankles. They're fucking touching, their cheeks are touching the shoe. So, why that's important to have an elevated heel. Now, I've heard it recommended before by some other people, not gonna name names or anything, but they'll say, when talking about this topic, what kind of shoe to squat in, they'll say, well, if you have any type of mobility problems, you should probably squat in an Olympic lifting shoe. And I do not think that's the right answer at all. I think if you have mobility issues, if you can't squat below parallel in a flat-soled shoe, you shouldn't throw a Band-Aid on it and throw on Olympic lifting shoes and say, oh, well, I can squat below parallel now with my Olympic lifters on. That's a bad idea. What you should do first is fix the mobility problems before you use a shoe to help you get the mobility. So that's the wrong way to look at it, in my opinion. So Olympic lifting shoes are not designed to fix mobility problems. They're not. If you have mobility problems, you should fix them first before getting into Olympic lifter shoes. Now, with that being said, yes, they will help you hit parallel. They will help you get lower in your squat with mobility problems. But you should fix the mobility problems first. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, the reason take me for example, the reason I lift in Olympic lifting shoes is because I pretty much squat like an Olympic lifter. High bar, narrow stance, very upright. So I see a tremendous benefit from Olympic lifting shoes. If you guys squat like that, or if anybody does squat like that, like I said, closer stance, more upright torso, ass to ankles type of squatting, you're going to see a huge benefit from Olympic lifting shoes. Now, if you squat wide stance, low bar, forward lean, like a powerlifter does, you're probably going to see a better benefit from squatting in a flat-soled shoe such as the Reebok powerlifting shoes. That's just my 2 cents on it. So, one last thing. If you guys want just a shoe all-around shoe, like, man, this is just getting way too fucking complicated for me. You just want to pick up one shoe. The best training shoe for everything. Where is it? I'm going to go with the CrossFit Nanos. These are the 4.0s. I've had the 3.0s. These are the newer ones. The best all-around training shoe, in my opinion, you can get. These are the CrossFit Nano 4.0s. And these shoes, to me, are a lot like CrossFit in general. They're not the best squat shoes. They're not the best running shoes. They're probably not the best shoe for any one thing. But if you just want to buy one shoe and be able to squat in it, be able to run in it, be able to jump in it, and it being pretty good at all of it, this is the shoe. This is what I wear probably 90% of my training is just this shoe. I even squat in it too. It's just a flat sole. I mean, it's decent to squat in as well. Not as good as this, or for me, the Olympic lifting shoes. But yeah, so all-around lifting shoe, can't really beat these. If you squat like a powerlifter, you should probably squat in these. If you squat like me, narrow stance, upright, you should probably squat in these. Alright guys, until next time, peace.